Welcome back to the Unraveling. This is episode 9, where everything is on the line. I just talked to you guys last week about how what I thought was security was no longer security. And so now everything's on the line. What am I going to do next? Let's go unravel the next step. So, lost my corporate job in 2009. I'm taking some time off because I have a mortgage to pay. I have a husband that's relying on me to pull my share of the weight around the house and in the relationship. And we're in a recession. And the job that I had is no longer being hired for. I was in a middle position, so I was overqualified to be a clerk, underqualified to be a manager. It also felt really suffocating to go back to a cubicle and work in an office. So I have all of these things going on. What am I going to do about it? And what am I going to do next? So, like I said, I took some time off, unwound from working 60, 70 hours a week for several years. I collected unemployment. I did some accounting work for people under the table for cash while I started sorting out my next move. So deep down, I knew that going back into the corporate space was not the right thing for me. So the first thing I did was I made a list of all the things that I wanted in my next career. Flexibility, being hands-on, being mobile. And actually, I was a really shy person, believe it or not. And I wanted something that would encourage me to be more outgoing. Now, I knew that I could not afford a 4-year degree. So I started looking at vocational options. And as I was looking through them, massage therapy checked off every single one of those boxes on my list. So I went to the school on a Friday. I toured the school. It was beautiful. I met with the instructors, super friendly. We really connected. And so I went into the financial office and we figured out how to make the numbers and the financial aspects of it work. And it just felt right. It just felt like the right next step. I wasn't thinking about going from corporate to creative or going from a steady paycheck to a service sales paycheck. None of that stuff came up. And I had a choice between a 1-year track or a 7-month track. I hadn't been in school for 13 years and I didn't want to get over my head. So I took the 1-year track. And school started on Monday, or I'd have to wait another month. Since everything just kind of lined up and I connected with everything and it felt right inside for me, I went for it. I dove in heads first and started school on Monday. And turns out there were some people that were questioning my judgment and didn't think I'd make it through, but that's because it didn't make sense to them. And that's the point of this episode is that it doesn't matter what they think or what anybody else thinks. It only matters what feels aligned for me. And with everything being on the line for me, like personally, I felt like my house was on the line, my mortgage, my marriage was on the line, all of these things that I had to do something. And so there I was, starting school on Monday, starting a whole new career. But it wasn't just a career choice because it changed the entire course of the rest of my life. I would not be here today doing what I am today if it hadn't been for that decision-making process. And it got me out of my shell in so many ways. Personally, interaction, communication, my energetic gifts, my intuitive gifts. Um, yeah, my entrepreneurial skills, all of these things really shone and came out that I didn't know that I had. And so it was the beginning of remembering who I am, how I'm designed, and how I'm built. And it was such a beautiful gift. And it taught me all kinds of gifts that I still carry with me today. So even when everything feels like it's falling apart, the right next step won't always look safe, but it will feel aligned and it will feel right for you. So check in with me next week when I take you inside my year of school, the breakthroughs, the distractions, the grief, the lessons that shaped me, because I will tell you the next year will blow your mind. So check in with me next week.